And we I started the 1 minute mark here. You starting to see people joining the live.
Yep, they trickling in.
All right. Here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Panther fans, what's going on? It's your main man, Kevin Avery, aka _ 4MR _ Country Kev, coming to you from a Victory Monday point of view. Joining me live as always, my right hand man, Jadarius, aka JD, aka the Panthers Den on Twitter. Panthers went to the West Coast and brought back a dub back to the Carolinas. Took on an old-time nemesis, the Seattle Seahawks, who were, if I'm not mistaken, no, I think they were in second place, but we had to push them back a little bit further. Carolina went up there with a ground and pound attitude, took their identity to the 12th man, and we had to show them who daddy is yesterday. Carolina came out on top with a 30-24 victory. Last second touchdown made the score seem closer than what it actually was. It was pretty much it was competitive first half, but second half was really truly dominated by Carolina. Definitely good to get our first road win of the year. It now improves the Carolina Panthers to now 5-8. We have now won 3 out of our last 4 games. And fans, believe it or not, the Panthers are officially in the playoff hunt. We now, due to Tampa Bay getting skull thrashed at down I-5 in California in the Bay Area, they lost 35-7. That now puts the Panthers, who are currently at 5-8 in second place in the NFC South. Now, even though we are tied with the same record as the Atlanta Falcons, we do own the tiebreaker over them. So that right now have us in second place. And, pretty much for the most part, we control our destiny from here on out. Overall, this game started off very fast for the Panthers. One of the best first quarters I've seen from this team easily all year. And it was just a game that really reflected the leadership of Panthers interim head coach, Steve Wilkes, who has made it clear what our identity of this team is. That's to ground and pound. That's to dominate in the trenches. That's to impose our will on other teams. And that's something that we saw throughout the game on yesterday. For me, knowing how long it's been since we won in Seattle, I think it was last time was the 2015 season, on our Super Bowl run where we went up to Seattle and came from behind. I believe we was down 12 points in the fourth quarter at one point. I think we came back and won that game something to the tune of 27-23. Everybody remember Cam Newton hitting Greg Olsen down the seams on that busted cover 2 for the game-winning touchdown back in 2015. So, yeah, it's been a long time since we won at Seattle, and definitely our first road win of the year. JD, your overall summary, yesterday's performance, what does it say to you about this team as far as where it's come and where it appears like we're trying to head and go to? What did yesterday's performance show you?
It did my heart a lot good. You know what I'm saying? Catfish on Sunday dinner tastes much better when you watching a team just run the opponent into the ground. Everything's just better about life. Everything feels right in the world. We're watching competitive football again. And I think a lot of people lose sense of what's really important to playoff teams. When you get to the playoffs, it gets cold. Your team is banged up. It's yes, you'll have your Patrick Mahomes or whatever that'll throw 40 times a game or whatever. But playoff teams run the ball and stop the run historically. Teams that make it deep run the ball and stop the run. It's cold out there. You got to hit. You got to play defense. Other teams banged up. We're just going to run it down your throat. Straight up. Yeah, you'll have the cute pass or whatever. And obviously, I don't think you'll win many playoff games, throwing it 24, 25 times unless you're absolutely firing on defense and your run game is up there like ours was yesterday. But it's a complete change it's a complete 180 from the start of the year where we couldn't extend drives, where we couldn't cap it off with touchdowns, and our defense was on the field all game long pretty much because our offense only got 53 or 50 snaps, hovering around that 50 number for total snaps. So we have an identity. We said it when we won the game last week. We have an identity now. It's just building on that. And we'll see if we one game out of the division. We'll see if we can make this playoff run. Forget them draft picks right now. I'm a draft guy, but bump them picks right now. It's games to be won. And if we win out, we control our own destiny. Like, who would have thought when we fired Rule that we would even be in this position to where if we just win the games in front of us, we're making the playoffs. We're winning the division. If we win these next 4 games, we win our division. That is mind-blowing. I did not see us being in this predicament, but yet here we are. It's meaningful Carolina Panther football, and it's back. I thought it would have been a good 2 years, but we here now. Like, we could win out and be in the playoffs. We could be a playoff team this year. So, yeah, man, I did not have that on the bingo card. Let's run through some of these hellos. Ken Folk on YouTube. What's good, brother? Lumbee Life over on YouTube. YouTube showing out. What's good, brother? Hope you are well. Facebook representing, keep pounding. Newton the Olsen, what a beautiful TD pass. Never forget it. That's in the archives, brother. Like, the next generation of Panthers fans gonna see it.
Yeah, that's my if I can jump in, that's my Army brother from another mother right there. He had to for security reasons, he had to scramble up his name on his social media. But yeah, that's my partner right there, First Sarge. First Sergeant down there. Hey man, diehard Panthers fan. Known him and his family over 10 years now. Hate when they had to leave North Carolina, then relocate to Texas. Been anybody in the military know, hey, that's that military life. Yeah. So shout out to you, First Sarge, for being a diehard Panther fan, and he's also a hardcore Michigan fan. For those in college football. So the Michigan Wolverines already in the playoffs.
Salute to Sarge. Big salute.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And yeah, man, F them picks, man. It's all about, winning, building a winning culture. Basically, Wilkes has came in and took over the same roster, same group of players that, Rule was trying to say it's going to take 7 years to build, and he's showing, let me put some seasoning on this. You know what I'm saying? Rule was trying to cook this season up with no seasoning, man. Just bland as all of them being, trying to make us milk and drag this out and everything. Wilkes like, nah, let me slide up on this kitchen. Let me see what you got in these pots and pans. Now let me grab this Mrs. Dash over here. No. Let me grab some of this virgin oil. Yeah, we had to adjust the temperature. We had to take the temperature off 350. Cause a lot of people only cook it on 350, JD. You know what I'm saying?
Only got one temp. You're right about
right.
it.
So yeah, because we're discovering players that got ability that were for that reason not getting much run under rules, such as Adante Foreman,
Mm-hmm.
hello, bell cow running back that
message,
Terrence Marshall Jr.
message.
Come on out. Your favorite, Shy Smith,
message,
who got his first TD yesterday. Come on now, speak on it. Yeah, man. And then, bro, can we give credit to how well our defense been playing? Like, seriously, like the Panthers defense has been playing easily a top 10, dare I say, almost top 5 quality defense. I mean, we had the graph that I shared in the our Foreman Rush chat that showed, as far as overall effectiveness against pass and run plays, the Panthers were leading the way as far as defensive efficiency against the pass and the run. So, other teams still gonna make plays from time to time, but as far as consistency, the Panthers are putting in the work. So,
absolutely. Omar Tillman said, "What up?" from YouTube as well. What's up, brothers? We see you.
Okay, all right. What's going on, Omar? Yeah, we'll talk about Marquise Haynes here shortly. Marquise Haynes coming to his own, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. So let's jump back to this game yesterday. So, just looking at the overall, what the Panthers produced here as far as like production. Talk about dominating the time of possession. I don't know if you saw this yet, JD, but we had the ball for nearly 40 minutes, 39 minutes, 16 seconds to 20 minutes and 40 seconds. That's nearly a 2-to-1 ratio. That means that defense for Seattle is tired, boss. I don't know if any of y'all saw the interview that Bruce Irvin gave after the game, but was saying like, they were dominated, and he's not going to rest until these players get up on a level where they're going to have to learn to fight back. So in so many words, it seems like he was almost saying that they just wasn't used to that physicality, and it made them have to take a look inside and see what's going on. When you get a vet that can be honest with you like that, and no hard feelings, Bruce Irvin, who came here and dominated his short stint with us, but things didn't work out, so it's a business. But just looking at the stats, JD, first downs, Carolina 24, Seattle 16. Of those 24 first down, 14 were by rushing, 8 were by passing, 2 were by penalty. Much better on third downs. We were 6 out of 13. We was 1 and 2 on fourth downs. This is what I'm talking about. You was talking about, plays in the 50s. JD, we had 72 offensive plays yesterday.
Won't he do it?
Well, big on it. Church. So 72 total plays, 328 yards, had a total of 11 drives, 4.6 yards per play. Not the most spectacular, but that's that slow. It's like chopping wood. That tree ain't going to fall after the first 8, 9, 10 hacks, but you keep hacking away at it, and it's going to lean over.
Indeed.
Passing game left, the bare minimum of passing, only 105 yards. I know Sam Darnold's credit for 120 passing yards, but 14 out of 24. Like I said, of those 14 completions, 8 of them went for first downs. So that's the type of fish you need when you got a running game that was dominating like you're doing. You don't have to have those big fantasy league numbers to get the win. No turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions. We're thankful for that. Gave up a couple of sacks. I hate that the 10 games sackless streak by rookie Ike Ekwonu was over, but hey, Vet had to show him something, and hopefully he'll get on another 10-game sackless streak. And if he does that, that means we're playing well into January. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, the running game, we ran the ball 46 times, 223 yards, 4.8 yards per rush. In the red zone, we were 3 out of 5. That's 60%. We did have 6 penalties, but it wasn't the big kind. It was 6 penalties for 29 yards. So luckily we didn't have any of the big 10, 15-yard penalties that usually are drive killers, but definitely an area we can work to improve on. Um, so just overall with us, this was just a good old school. We're gonna come up here, we're gonna beat on you and beat on you and beat on you till the clock is over, and these are the results. So let me ask you this, JD, from a, I know you really like into the skills positions, things like that, but when you watch as a fan this dominating physical style, particularly by the Panthers, not on just offense but on the defense as well, because the defense was out there laying wood as well. Like, speak on what you think that type of effort does to the team.
Man, as somebody like, you're right. I tend to watch skill positions a lot more than like trench guy. Ever since I got around y'all, though, I started to get that offensive lineman bug. Like, I was on the couch amped talking junk when we was running, bruh. I was like, we don't respect them, bro. I was just to myself like, man, they not men. They ain't got the heart. They ain't built like that. They ain't cut like that. And if I could feel that, like, on my couch, X number of miles away, thousands of miles away, bro, what? We extend the drives and the defense is able to breathe. Man, what? They can't mess with us, bro. Like, you get that swagger, like, okay, like, we gonna run the ball. We know we gonna run the ball. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. That's the best bro. That's the best feeling in the world. And it gasses up. Like, I don't know if you saw how many of our receivers were blocking. They felt the energy too. They're out there sealing the edge. They're out there getting work done in the run game too. So it's like it impacts every level of the team, top down. I'm sure Temple was ready to go out there and run through a wall. These boys can't stop us, man. What you talking about? What? They little boys. They not grown men, bro. Like yeah. It's a little bit of that Cam swagger on fourth down or third and short or whatever, and he just pop up and then do his little first down, and then he had that swagger when he walked back to the huddle. That's football, bro. They can't stop us. They know what's coming. They can't stop it.
Right. Because it's one thing to know it's coming. It's a second thing to see what you're going to do about it. And right. When you know it's coming, they know it's coming, and they can't do nothing about it. Man, it's crazy. One particular thing, something I tagged you guys all early on Twitter, JD, where it was an interview by Brady Christensen, and they got a package called they call Arby's. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they got 8 offensive linemen out there on the field, bruh. Talking about because we got the meats, bruh. Yeah. I was
what?
Bruh. Yo, so we ever hear the auto and we hear Arby or something, bro? I'm gonna fall out laughing, man. No cap, bro. It's just like, okay, all right. So I'm thinking about it. Okay, so yeah, so I'm thinking, all right, that's the 5 offensive linemen, and then I'm thinking, what they got Cade back there playing fullback, Cade Mays. All right, then they got Cam Irvin out there. So, bro, I like, okay, all right, Arby's. I ain't a big Arby's eater, but after hearing that, I might throw some endorsements that way, man. Because, I'm old school, man. I like lining up and just, like I said, if you can't stop the run, look, we ain't got to get all cute and fancy. I don't care about no highlights. I want to look in your eyes and see the quit in you. And I believe around the middle of the third quarter, I started seeing a lot of hands on hips by those Seattle defenders, bro. Like we tired, boss.
Preach.
And I was just loving it. So I'm definitely gonna be paying a lot more attention to these heavy personnel packages. And so you be around me and I yell out Arby's. That's letting you know we got the meats out there.
I know you saw your guy Michael Jordan out there. He was out there a couple snaps.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I had and for those of y'all that didn't get a chance to see it yet, last Wednesday I had an interview with Panthers center Bradley Bozeman, and former Panther Pro Bowl guard Mike Wall, and we was talking about how it is when the Panthers come out there and those big heavy packages, and Bradley Bo's like, man, we love it, man. It's just something that we definitely enjoy and look forward to, man. So definitely make sure y'all go back and check us out for that my interview with those two guys. You definitely think you will enjoy it thoroughly, man. A lot of good information, good insight, good detail, man.
It's a must watch. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a must watch. You got to go see it.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking at what you were saying. So yeah, I see Michael Jordan got 1 rep out there. So hey, because I asked Bradley about him. I said, man, that's my boy. How you doing, man? So yeah. So Cade Maid had 5 reps out there. Giovanni Richie had 1. Michael Jordan had 1. So yeah, man. I guess that's the Arby's package when you got both Cam Irvin, Cade Mays, and Michael Jordan out there, along with the regular starting 5 offensive linemen. So bam, now we know what Arby's is. So when you see those numbers out there, we about to bring the meats.
Arby. It's just so good to see them actually do it. Like we've been saying this whole time, like commit to the run, put some extra guys out there, put Cade Mays out there, put Michael Jordan out there. Bruh, it's so refreshing to see us do stuff that makes sense on offense.
Right. Because football at its purest form, this is still a child's game that sometimes people try to overcomplicate it for their own personal ego. It still comes down to who blocks the best and who tackles the best, bro. Like the X's and O's from one team to the other really are not a huge difference. But it's all about recognizing the personnel that you have on your team and making sure that what they do best, you feature. And we got you just got a lot of guys that didn't always go to church on Sunday, that like beating people up, and we just throw uniforms on them and tell them to go out there and move that line of scrimmage back 3 or 4 yards. That's pretty much all that we're doing right now. Because if I'm not mistaken, our running backs, it didn't matter who was back there, they were eating, bro. Like I'm looking at the stats here. I mean, Chuba Hubbard had 14 carries, averaged 5.3 yards. Dante Foreman had 21 carries, 3.5 yards. He did a lot of the lead work. Man, let's talk about Raheem Blackshear, the rookie, man. 4 carries, averaged about 8 yards. I mean, bro, we just going out there and just imposing our will, man. Like, hey, whoever want to play running back, get behind us, get behind these meats. Let's go.
Look, I said it on Twitter. I was like, look, it's gonna be a matter of time till we see Laviska back there. And it's gonna get real bad when we start seeing him back there getting these sweeps in. Boy, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready for it. Y'all not ready. I'm gonna be a different kind of ignorant. Oh God, I'm gonna be a different kind of ignorant. I'm gonna be on Twitter. Elon gonna have to send a search party for me. They're gonna have to come shut me down because I'm gonna hit.
And speaking of Twitter, you saw, I don't know if you heard Elon talking about increasing the number of characters we can type from, was it 200 up to was it 1,000?
What? Oh yeah, y'all finna get all these paragraphs. Y'all finna get every single last one because I gotta edit and make cuts. I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna make the team right here. I can take you out and still get my tweet. Y'all gonna get all these characters.
All of them.
1K.
Air last one of them.
No DJ Moore. 1K.
See, playing, bro. DJ Liv, man.
Salute to DJ, bro. I enjoyed seeing him get some touches on the sweeps too. It was good to see that.
Right, and like I say, good thing he got that extension, man, because he for all the changes at quarterback he's been having to deal with, man, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just got to look at his bank account and smile, like, okay, this is why I go through it,
Right,
but
get that man a quarterback soon, bro.
Right, but let me take time since we're talking about the running backs. Let me go ahead and put my crow out there because one thing about the 4-man rush, we got no problem with being accountable for what we said. I tweeted during the game that there's two types of Chuba Hubbard: the Matt Rule version of Chuba Hubbard and the Steve Wilkes version of Chuba Hubbard. And y'all know me. If y'all reading them, follow me on social media, especially on Twitter, Facebook. I was done. I was like, man, this is the Matt Rule's wife's pick and all this and that. He was fumbling. He was falling down, at the first touch. But the Chuba Hubbard of the last, what you say, Jade, about the last, 3-4 games? He been he been looking like that dude that we saw at Oklahoma State that was putting up them numbers, bro. Like, this ain't no hitting the outside on some tosses and sweeps. This is like running up the A and B gap and then bouncing and pulling people with them. So, hey, if Steve Wilkes is having this type of impact on players and their production, I mean, if we see it, I definitely like to think that Scott Fitterer and Tepper are seeing it, because we're just seeing players that wasn't getting a lot of burn producing in a way that's really benefiting the team. And I was asking you guys in the chat, was Dante Foreman hurt? And then Steve Wilkes in his press conference today said, no, he wasn't hurt. They said we were just getting so much burn with Chuba that we was just riding a hot hand for a while. So I'm like, okay, I can respect that. If the hand hot, keep running with it. So
definitely,
I'm all for that. So yeah, I'll eat my crow and say that the Matt Rule version of Chuba Hubbard versus the Steve Wilkes version of Chuba Hubbard is two totally different guys. Just like now, I ain't gonna get all happy about it, but I'll own it. Sam Darnold versus Bearded Darnold.
Lord,
Bearded Darnold is not turning the ball over, and that's about as much praise as I got for him right now, because I'm not gonna sit up here and drink the Darnold Kool-Aid and man, we need to resign Darnold. No. Let's take it one game at a time. Cause we started off 3-0 with Darnold, and then that other side came out. So let's just ease this thing one game at a time. We'll focus on game 3 against Pittsburgh coming up. But yeah, so I'll take my Chuba Hubbard Crowburger on this, JD.
I look. I need to get my own, because I texted and tweeted and said that man not an NFL running back. Yeah, I need a large Crowburger meal. I'll take some fries and a Dr. Pepper on the side or whatever, because that brother is hooping. And I think some of it is committing to the identity of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Committing to the run. He is really a change of pace guy, more of like a one cut or just go kind of guy, which is awesome to have to pair with a back like Dante, he can jump cut you. He's shown some excellent patience. I don't know if you've been paying a lot of attention to it, but he shows excellent patience behind the line before he goes, picking out his holes. I don't know how he'd be finding some of these cut back lanes or whatever. But Chuba and Raheem are bringing some speed to that running back room, and I like to see that, especially with a guy like Foreman, who's no slouch and not slow himself, but for the one cut guys out there, every good power back has a good one cut back behind him. So yeah, it's been good to see, and I'm glad Chuba's finally hooping and coming into his own.
Right. Okay, let's get back and check on some of these comments from our fans.
Yeah. Matt said, love what Chuba Herbert has been doing. He's kind of down on him, but brings it hard every run he gets. I did not think he was going to have that much power behind his runs. Some of his runs from yesterday are just him keeping those legs pumping, and that's good to see. Yeah. Bill Spires, what's up, brother?
The OG.
Said, next one up, we got to play with the same intensity against the Steelers. Absolutely.
Yo, from 2018, we owed them an ass whooping from 2018 like nobody's business. Look here. That was the game that forever turned around our season, because up until that point we were 6-2. Cam Newton was on a pace playing better than his MVP season in 2015. Then along came the TJ Watt hit, and life ain't been the same for this franchise ever since. So we need to beat them the hell up in the same fashion and in the same style. And if I'm not mistaken, I think their rookie quarterback, Kenny Pickett, is in concussion protocol.
Yep.
And I think what's his name? Trubisky came in, and they say he played like straight ass crack yesterday, bro. If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I'm looking for the Panthers defense to make short work of the Steelers offense, and then let us just wear and tear on that old steel curtain. We're gonna turn that steel curtain into some Walmart blinds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come on, talk about it.
I like, and I ain't gonna front. I like the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? I like how their organization has been ran. Big Mike Tomlin fan, but all that's gonna be pushed aside come Sunday, the 18th. You know, we're gonna have to we're going to tax that ass, multiple times, because we owe them something serious. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But scroll back up here. I want to hit Ken Folk NC said that was a great interview. Hey, I appreciate it. Let's see, Matt Strand. They were all putting the hogs out there. Yeah, so we're talking about the Arby's package.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Bill Spire, Seattle was soft, and they got tired of getting hit in the fourth quarter, and they gave up. Stopped tackling on that last drive. Yeah, I agree. They definitely did. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, JD, I think we kind of relaxed and made it too easy on that last touchdown pass that we gave up to Seattle. I was kind of pissed on that. I hope Wilkes chews their ass out about that come Wednesday.
Yeah, you can't give up freebies like that, especially going into the type of games we want to play. Playoff games.
Right, exactly. And I think we left points on the field. We scored 30. I feel like we left at least 2 touchdowns on the field. That one where Wolin made that breakup on DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And that one on the goal-to-goal series where Donald could have ran it in, but he instead tried to throw it to Tommy Trump. So we could have put up a 40-burger yesterday in Seattle. From YouTube, JD864. All right, so I don't know if this is your fam, but it says the beard protects Donald from Donald.
I'm dead.
I take all the protection we need, Another longtime fan, Katie Russell, says, "What up, JD and Kev? We might just make the playoffs." Hey, man, that's a P word I don't mind using. So, but we definitely got to earn it. We're playing good, but we got to finish thing off. With Steve Wilkes being from the Ron Rivera tree. Anybody that knows for his career here, Rivera had very strong Decembers. If I'm not mistaken, I think that when you look back at the last decade, I think that he was right up there with Bill Belichick as far as winning percentage in the month of December. So I definitely like this. Hopefully that some of that will definitely rub off, and we'll be able to take advantage of that for real.
What up, KD? That's family right there.
Yes, sir.
That's the biggest Panther fan I know. Also a coach, so he's knowledgeable and knows the game. So salute to you, bro.
All right. Also got a lot of love from my boy Jordan Golson. Here I'll be chatting up with him in the IG chat. So I'm like, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Keep working hard. Hey, man, we appreciate it. Living a dream. Now, just break down a little bit of the details of the game. I know we just kind of was glossing over the overall, stats, and we was talking about the running backs here. I can never get tired of talking about the how well the offensive line. I know we was talking about the trenches, but man, like I know you said, JD, that you usually used to watching the skill positions, but like, can we say that? And I mentioned this in my interview with him. ever since we started Bradley Bozeman at center, it's just like the nastiness level for this offensive line has just been amplified. I mean, like we were literally like tossing. I saw people getting, tossed and put on their backside, quite often yesterday when we was running the ball. Even Brady Christensen, who I've been critical on him, but I can definitely say he's definitely improving. And I mentioned that Equano gave up his first sack, but I mean but outside of that, he had another solid game. Austin Corbett at right guard, hey, he just steadily getting better and better. And I think I even saw Moten put a couple people on their back as well. So, hey man, the trenches are putting this team in a position where I haven't seen us in a lot of second and third and longs in a long time.
Yeah,
it's and I like that particularly with our quarterback situation. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. I can't remember. Do you remember the first game he started? Which week was that? That had to be what? Let's see.
First game that who started?
Bose. Let me look at the schedule and go back a little bit. I know we had him for. Yeah. I know we had him for Baltimore.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Was it the game we had after San Francisco? But when did Pat Elflein go on the IR?
I think it was after that San Fran game. If I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Because the reason why
it says October 22nd. I'm sorry, it says on October 22nd, Panthers placed Pat Elflein on IR.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to figure out what game 22nd. Was after that.
Oh, it was after that LA game.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It was the Bucks. Because he had I was trying to remember, I was racking my brain because I was watching film and he was like absolutely murdering a D tackle that was really good. It was Vita Vea.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. That bruh, I doubted. I was a doubter. You can ask Kevin and guys. I'm gonna eat some more crow. I was like, I don't know if Bose was good or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He would be starting by now. That brother absolutely handled Vita Vea, one of the best D tackles in the league, and absolutely wrecked their front, which is not a bad front at all by any metric. Like the Bucks defense, their front seven is legitimate. So that just set the tone for me. I think everybody just was like, okay, this is what we are now. It's like you know when you out somewhere with your friends or whatever, and one decide to dive or one decide to pop something off, and you look at your clique or whatever, whoever you with, like, I guess this is what we doing now. We just gonna punch dudes, and that's okay. I guess we all diving. That's what I see this old line doing. Like they see Bose come in and just mollywop somebody. It was like, oh, I guess we all diving. I guess we all diving. Icky just needed a reason though. That's his game. But seeing the guys like BC, even Moten, turning up nasty a little bit, that's good, bro. That does my heart so good. You got to build on it though.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to build on it and just be consistent with what's worked. Like, let's not go away from what's working, even if we're facing a team that's good against the run. Well, they haven't seen a running attack like ours. Like let's not lose our identity trying to outsmart or outthink, because sometimes you'll play yourself.
Right.
And I'm looking at some questions here, so I'm gonna flip it over to the other side. And we was talking about this in the chat, and Bill Spires said, "Why do you guys think we struggle getting pressure on Smith in the first 3 quarters?" Well, I'm just gonna keep it real here with you, Bill. They drafted Charles Cross, who was the best pure pass blocking tackle in this year's NFL draft, and keep it real, he pretty much had Brian Burns quiet for the most part throughout the day. And they had I can't think of his name, another rookie right tackle. He was doing pretty good as well. So Seattle, for their future, they got their bookend tackles established. So they definitely just got to build up the rest of their interior offensive line. But it's going to be some good things come out of that Seattle tackle position for years to come. So they definitely drafted and hit the nail on the head with the offensive lineman that they drafted, particularly at the tackle spots. So that's pretty much what it was just good line play, because when we look back at the quarterback pressures that we got, we only had 5 quarterback hits. And I think Geno Smith threw it 36 times. Mm-hmm. And we ended up getting 3 sacks because Shaq and Brian Burns split a sack. Then Frankie Louisville got 1, and then Marquise Haynes got 1. So, that's why Geno Smith was, even though he got out to a slow start, was able to bounce back in that second quarter and get them to within 6 in the fourth. So, it's no secret that the Panthers need to, generate pass rush outside of Brian Burns. Me and JD, along with Big Smooth, have been saying that we need to start Marquise Haynes opposite of Brian Burns. If not start, definitely, him getting more reps than what he does. Because when I look at the snap count, let's see, Marquise Haynes he got about 23 reps yesterday. All right. Util Gross Models had 48. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit due. Also, Util Gross Models, for the last 2 games, 2-3 games, he's been starting to put some numbers up, JD.
Yeah.
He's definitely been more consistent with having gap integrity too. Like I said, maybe, with different coaching, some players are just finally able to produce now. He was someone that definitely, was out there just doing cardio, as we say.
Yeah.
You got there 40, 50 snaps, and and it's all zeros beside your game stats. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yep. I'll give some credit of that to Wilkes and Holcomb favoring a little bit more of even fronts.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Snow was he was flirting with the even front because of the personnel we had, but historically Snow has been a odd front guy,
right,
since college. So I think that they're simply just getting him in situations that are a little bit more fitting for him, as far as YGM goes. But yeah, he's definitely stepped up. Looked better on contain too. I haven't noticed anything egregious as far as contain is going. So that's always good to see. I got to shout out this guy though, Brandon Smith.
Yes, sir,
bruh. Yesterday, before he even played the snap, I was like, I don't know how I feel about the linebackers or whatever. Louisville comes out by okay, Smooth told us about this in the chat. We kind of figured that he would take the next step. We figured he was ready. I tweeted before the end of the season that he was ready then. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But now Brandon Smith out here flying around too. What? They were moving on one play. He and Chin were so close together, I couldn't tell which one was which until I saw the number.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast brother was moving. So I might be feeling this linebacker core for the future. Get Lugu this extension, get Brandon Smith more snaps. We might be having something.
Yeah, I mean, we can find a suitable Mike. Now, I don't want to just draft someone just to say we got a linebacker. I mean, if they're not going to do what we need to be done, we'll just roll with what we got it to one becomes um, available. Because so far, I just haven't seen enough out of Littleton or Wilson to feel like
Right.
they've solved that problem.
Yeah.
But shout out to our stars playing like stars. Usually with a defensive line, there's a lot of rotation, but Brian Burns played 52 snaps, which was 96%, because it was a total of 54 defensive snaps yesterday. Believe it or not, Miles Hartsfield, C.J. Henderson, Shaq Thompson, and Jeremy Tin got all 100% of the defensive reps yesterday. Frankie Louisville had 53 for 98%. Brian Burns had 52 for 96%. J.C. Horn had 51 for 94%. This has a lot to do with his all-season condition that he got a lot better. Derek Brown had 50 snaps at 93%. That's high for a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And Gross Models had, I think it would be a career high. He had 48 defensive snaps at 89%. Then it drops off. Justin Burrs, 25 snaps. Marquise Haynes, 23. Welcome back, Matt Iodonis. He had 23 snaps. It was good to see him back yesterday. I saw him disrupting things as well.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Carey, he got some burn. He got 20 snaps in the defensive backfield. We just talked about Brandon Smith at linebacker. He had 9. Welcome back. Also, Henry Anderson. He was coming back from injury. He had 6. Kind of shocking that Keith Taylor only had 4, but he should have had an interception when he was covering that play where it was overthrown to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
And then, of course, our camp favorite, McCall, got 2 snaps. And the rookie, even though it was one play, he made impact. Amari Barno, he was able to get in on the action as well. So, we definitely are rotating the players, and I think that's good to keep that defense fresh. Like I said, there's only field for 20 minutes. So,
right. You have to get in where you fit in there.
Right.
Kev, how you feeling about the interior, like moving forward?
The interior D-line or O-line?
D-line.
Interior D-line moving forward. Of course, I'm real good with with Derek Brown. I like Matt Iodonis. Now, I understand that he was a Matt Rule guy coming from Temple, but the way that he disrupts and make plays, do the things that's not going to show up on the stat sheets, I like. I definitely would like for him to be someone that comes back, because the last 2 guys we brought in opposite of Derek Brown, they was like one and done, like Morgan Fox, like what was his name, Daquan Jones.
Yep.
And they went on and they're played with the other teams pretty well. So I would like for Derek Brown to have a partner in crime. Now, obviously, like you said, we're winning, so my dreams of Jalen Carter have pretty much evaporated.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right. Unless something crazy happens, you just never know with these drafts. But anyway, but moving forward, I mean, I like them as the starting, combination on an even front in a 40-man front. As far as the backups, I like, Phil Hoskins. I definitely like McCall as well. Bravion Roy, I mean, cool. He got the interception up in Baltimore, but outside of that, 6th-round pick, Matt Rule guy, I just don't see enough to keep him around as the 5th DT. Davion Nixon, I didn't see him getting a play yesterday, so I'm not sure what's the deal with that. I think that's definitely legit talent in our defensive, in our interior defensive line. I think that we've noticed what the rotation and the pattern is now. As I mentioned, 93% for Derek Brown is a lot. I definitely probably would like to bring that down maybe to like in the 70s a little bit, just so that he's fresh and can be doing his thing, when it counts the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's someone out there in the draft worth adding, I'm all for it. But if we didn't, I feel like that there's still enough talent on this roster currently that would be suffice. Once we get a nice rotation in, now that we pretty much established that we're going to be, mostly a even, like you said earlier, even or 40 front, defensive philosophy that we're going to be using.
Yeah. Cool.
So let's talk about the back seven here. This is more your part, the linebackers and the corners and the safeties. Needless to say, Jeremy Chin had an interesting day.
Yeah.
I feel like he gave up some plays, but I also feel like he made some plays. J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson. This is your era, so I'm gonna just sit back and listen to you drop, knowledge. I'm gonna have my notepad out here, but overall, our back seven, they humming. They doing pretty well right now. But you go ahead and let our fans know what your evaluation was of the of our back seven on defense.
Obviously J.C. Horn had a huge day. Should have had 3 interceptions. I'm not too pleased with the other 2 being incomplete. I thought the one on the sideline should have been an interception because I thought I saw a blade of grass in between his toe and the white of the sideline. So I feel a little slighted that they didn't give my boy that one. But again, like the transition speed from trying to break down on that out, the shallow out to DK Metcalf, come back over the top to the flag to pick it off. That's a big time play. I'm a little perturbed that 2 of my linebackers were covering the same space, but that's neither here nor there. It's an interception. I thought C.J. Henderson played a good game. Had 1 interception, should have had 2. One of them should have been a pick 6. But who's counting, right? Like, it's an interception, so it's all good. I have to go back and look at Miles. Chin had an interesting day. I think a lot of what happened is Seattle just calling the correct plays and catching us in zone coverage versus over routes is never really going to go well unless your defense is just keyed in completely because the defense is watching the quarterback. Over routes, your receivers can find the holes a little easier because the defender's back is to them. So susceptible to pretty much over routes and stuff like that. So it makes sense. But he made some plays as well. So I'm waiting for the all 22 to drop before I give any analysis on how he did. He's coming back. This is like his first or second game back. I think his second game back. So he's still getting his feet up under the run. And he'll be in the groove and ready to rock and roll down the stretch. So I was pleased with, like I said, Brandon Smith's play. Thought he played well. Shaq Thompson, I thought he played well as well. I wasn't too excited to see him covering Marquise Goodwin on one play, but it is what it is. I don't know who or who did that, but that's cool. Yeah, man, I'm excited about this back seven. I missed seeing Xavier Woods out there, and I feel like his absence was felt. Even though we gave up some chunk plays, but I think Xavier does a lot for getting the guys lined up and understanding the situation. I think he has one of the highest IQs in that group. So definitely always gonna miss that guy back there. It makes me wonder what we do for safety moving forward too. I think we got him for like 3 years, 2-3 years. So But also, I want Chin somewhere closer to the box most of the time. Like if we have to run 3 safeties just to get Chin in an area where he can just attack, then I'm more than ready to do that. And there's some good safeties in this class too. But I ain't gonna talk too much about the draft class. So overall, back 7, I'm pretty pleased with what I saw, and hopefully they'll build upon that against Steelers offense, who struggles with turnovers and struggles with timing on throws and all that good stuff. Hopefully we can make them pay for some of those errant throws and hold on to some of these picks. Like, it's wild to think about. We should have came out of Sunday with 5 interceptions. Like, if it all goes well, we had 2, we could have had 5. It's wild to think about. So them boys hooping. And we need that going down the stretch.
Yeah, it definitely opportunities for us to knock the dust off the Thieves Avenue sign and post it yesterday, because it was definitely opportunities there to be had.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But so Jay, let's go back to see what our fans are talking about here. Got one from a Zach Freeman back at 8:01. He said, "What's up, guys? Wasn't sure if y'all had heard any news on DJ Moore injury. Now, JD, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing it's a knee sprain and it's day to day. Is that pretty much correct?"
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep, just day to day. No structural damage.
Okay, so it might be one of those practices where he might miss a day, limited. It might just have to rest it up.
Yep. Just rest. I'm pretty sure they'll just have him rested.
Yo, and as I'm saying, as I just took a peek over here on the Monday night game, they just carted off quarterback Kyler Murray. Looked like the turf monster got his knee, man.
Jeez, dang.
So,
man, get rid of turf, bro.
He got a towel over his head and being carted off right now. So he wasn't tapping anything. He just made a cut on that field, and then just he went down. So, hey, like I say, can we get this real grass only, please? Like, this turf is just, man, it's taking time off players' careers, man.
The NFL made way too much money to not have real grass out there on every stadium, indoor, outdoor, it don't matter.
Right.
It's an investment in your players, bro. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why or what the owners have going on that they don't see that.
Right. I don't either, but in any event, it is what it is.
Matt Strand said Lubu dude was playing like a Tasmanian devil. Absolutely.
Lubu, I like the fact that Lubu he can play good on the ball or off the ball from his position. Because I seen him, lined up like a traditional linebacker, and I seen him come off the off both the left and right hand side. I definitely like his versatility.
He don't be caring, bro. He just go head up with blockers too. I love that.
Oh yeah. He blows up a screenplay.
He good for at least 2 or 3 a game, for real. Like, he might not make the play. Like, he might not go in the box score for it, but and it's starting to rub off on Brandon Smith too.
Mm-hmm. And Bill Spire said, "Have y'all heard Rule taking credit for our Sunday win yet?" No, haven't. I think the Matt Rule media tour was the previous week, so I think I don't think he's going to speak anymore on us.
Look, I know he turned to his wife. I was like, "You see that, baby? I put together this, and I did that, and we're so proud of the guys. But I feel like this is my win, so I'm already 1-0 as a Cornhuskers coach because this win goes under my resume."
Oh, who his first game is going to be against next season, right?
Who?
Did you see that?
No, I ain't even see it.
Bruh. Nebraska at Colorado. He gonna have to
boy, Deion about to smoke that boy boots. Shador going for 400 yards. Shiloh getting 3 picks. Travis Hunter getting 150 on the air. 2 picks. Boy, it's about to be a. Boy, it's about to get a. I should say my Evan Cooper graphic for.
Hey man.
I should save it. I should have saved it.
Right.
Hey, salute to Evan Cooper though. He cool people. He cool people.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Ken folks said that Terrace Marshall catch.
Hey, I thought it was incomplete too when they slowed it down, but when they zoomed in on it, I mean, shout out because I think that was even featured on Good Morning Football, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out for Terrence Marshall on the acrobatic and the balance from keeping the ball from touching the ground between his legs. Because I think 99% of us that would have just hit the ground and that'd have been the end of it. So.
Yeah, that just would have been the end of it for me. I tried. Salute to Terrace, bro. I need to eat some crow on him too because he absolutely adding some juice to us. And yeah, salute to him for sticking with it because that could be tough for the young receivers not getting targets and not getting snaps. The real Zero Chill said Primetime finna give Rule crazy work. Lord, it's about to be ugly.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put the date out there for you, bro. It's going to be Saturday, September 9th in Boulder, Colorado. Boy.
Circle, bold Sharpie.
Oh, boy.
That's about to be funny.
You know the networks, man. Look here.
Look.
Y'all, anybody know me know college football. You know, I'm always, I always go for my Tar Heels, but by default, man, I'm gonna be definitely paying attention to Colorado, man, because hey, especially September 9th. Don't even bother me. I'm a man.
I can see somebody on like the show the next morning, like Rule got beat by a team of JSU players.
Bro, you saw what I shared in the chat, right? The scene from The Longest Yard when the players were coming from the black players were coming to the football team. Talking about that's how JSU transfers coming. Bro, here come the y'all don't run none of us.
It's about to be ugly. Boy, tell that man to strap in, bro. It's about to be ugly.
Man. And then don't forget, that's 54 feet in elevation, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna play in that mile high air. You know, I can hear Matt Rule trying to explain it now. Well, you understood we was playing Boulder, Colorado, but with the elevation, that was something we really didn't, was able to prepare for properly, and I take full ownership of that myself. Like, man,
it's like, well, we're twice as high in the sky as every other city, so it's like we played 2 teams. It was really 150 people against 59 of us, and the odds were we was already down and out, so we didn't score as many points as we needed to. That's exactly what. Boy, this man done talked himself into this Rule pack about to hit different that day.
Hey man, them DBO signs gonna be going all over Nebraska, bro.
But they're gonna slap the hell out of them. I promise you, it's gonna be handprints all on them DBO signs, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right,
man. Let's get back on this team. So we didn't cover offense and the defense. I mean, another pretty solid day, special teams wise as well. We definitely want to leave them out here. Eddie Pinero. Let's see. He did his thing with the field goals. I think it was like 3 for 3. Made all his extra points.
Yep. Salute to Eddie for bouncing back.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know a lot of fans wanted his neck after Atlanta,
I was
but
one
if
of
I'm
them.
not mistaken, he hasn't missed since.
Yep. Nope.
If I'm not mistaken, so
I don't believe he has. Nope. I thought that brother wasn't gonna bounce back. Salute to Eddie, bro.
right. Yep. So 3 for 3 on extra points, 3 for 3 on field goals. Longest was 47. He was responsible for 12 yards. Yo, can we get some love to our punter, Johnny Hecker? Like, only 2 punts, but the longest was 67 yards, man. And the other was a touchback. So only punted twice, but I mean, a net of 53.5 yards.
Yeah.
Definitely Panther fans, go online to Twitter and do our thing on the Pro Bowl vote, man. Let's try to get as many of our players' votes up so we can get as many of them, going to. I think they do it in Vegas now. It's no longer Hawaii or Orlando. I think the Pro Bowl is now going to be in Vegas, which ain't a bad.
It ain't a
bad place to be.
It ain't a bad spot at all.
Not like Vegas in late January, early February.
Yeah. Can since we talking about special teams, can we clap it up for JJ Jansen for playing
the GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Put some spec on his name.
That brother, 222 games as a Panther.
Most all time.
And
I still remember when we traded for him because I was kind of like, why did we trade for a long snapper?
Do you remember what we gave up?
It was like a 6th-round pick. It wasn't nothing major for him. It was to Green Bay. We just gave up a day 3 pick. I think it was like it was either 5th or 6th or 6th or 7th, but it was a late day pick for him. But little did I realize, how gold that was be. I think he's only since 2009 season, he's only been accountable for having 2 bad snaps.
That's ridiculous.
Bro, think about being that proficient at your task that you only messed up twice in about 12, let me see, 2009 is 22, 12, 13 years?
That's insane, bro.
That's consistent. That's what you call perfecting your craft.
He got rain games in there, snow games in there.
Mm-hmm.
The cold games in there. When it's getting like some days it's hard to even catch a football, much less snap it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. Salute to JJ Jansen. I gotta get a jersey at this point. The brother is just dope.
Oh yeah, he's goated. Yeah, definitely. Got to get us that 4-4 jersey. Yeah. But real quick, looking forward, JD. We're back at the bank, and if you listen to Coach Wilt's post game locker room speech, he's like, one thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna protect the bank.
Word.
Y'all fellas, we're gonna protect the bank. So. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, coming in, like I said, throw the records out the way. We just owe them for old and for new. This was last time we played them. They sent this franchise into a tailspin that we're still recovering from. If you ask me, that Thursday night game, I'll never forget it. I was actually doing my part-time job delivering for Domino's that night, and yeah, man, it was tough listening to that on the radio. And then when I got home to see the highlights or lack thereof, it definitely was brutal. I give you that much. But yeah, from what I can tell, they got some weapons at wide receiver, but due to bad quarterback play, they haven't been able to maximize it. Now they do got a tight end that I like. From Penn State, start with an F.
Fryermuth,
yeah, him. Let's see. I think they trade Claypool to the Bears.
Yep.
So I think it's Deontay Johnson, another guy. I can't think of his name.
What not? Juju's gone. Jeez.
Juju's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Out there hooping it up with Patrick Mahomes and them.
Najee Harris.
They got the running back Najee Harris.
George Pickens.
Yeah, that's his name, Pickens. So they got some playmakers, but like I said, depending on who they have at quarterback, whether it's Trubisky or whether it's Pickett, I like our defense against whoever they put at quarterback, and I could see the Pittsburgh having a lot of trouble scoring. Now their defense is still to be respected and still stout because they got some playmakers as well. Their defensive lineman, Cameron Hayward to play with. I think T.J. Watt's still out, ain't he?
I think he just came back. I think he's been back for like a game or two now.
Oh, he's been back. Okay, well, he can get this work too. Especially when we bring out Arby's.
Yeah, we owe him a pancake or two.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Matter of fact, every time he's on the field, we need just to be in Arby's and just at him continuously, just to send a message. I don't care if it's 6 straight running plays to his side. We need to just beat on him, call us Ike. Seriously.
Oh God! Look, I'm here for it.
Like I say, just to send a message. Nah, we remember you, MF.
Oh God.
But yeah, so so it's going to be this coming Sunday, 1:00, Bank of America Stadium. Like I said, Panthers sitting at 5-8. We won 3 out of the last 4, so a victory here would get us to 6-8. And Tampa Bay, if I'm not mistaken, will be at Cincinnati. I know they'll be home at Cincinnati. I'm sorry, because whoever we play away at, us in Atlanta play away at the same opponents. New Orleans and Tampa Bay play home against the same opponents. So they'll have Cincinnati coming down. Now I heard they got nicked up a little bit too, but Joe Burrow playing on a whole another level. Like he done got it figured out. So if we can win against Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay lose against Cincinnati, we essentially could be in first place by this time next week.
Look,
so how you like that? In 4 weeks, we talked about trying to get the number 1 overall pick to first place in the division. You got to love the NFL, right?
Look, this might be the craziest year I've ever seen as far as teams being in the middle of the pack, 5-6 wins at this point in the season. Yeah.
This is 2014 all over, bro. This is 2014 2.0.
Yeah, look, it's in our hands. Look, all we gotta do is win out.
Yeah, we just gotta be like Chris Brown and run it.
Oh God. I was looking at that Pittsburgh defense too. Looks like they're 15th against the run, or 17th, somewhere in the middle area against the run. They're worse against the pass. They're like 23rd or 24th against the pass. So
yeah, but they're looking at our pass numbers, and I think they feel like they can get a day off. So
yeah. Look, they're gonna have to tackle on these bubble screens or whatever. We're gonna make your corners tackle.
Hey man, like I said, I just think we do for a duo breakout game of both DJ Moore and Terrence Marshall. Right. I don't know. Your boy that got his first touchdown. I mean, see what it do for him. Shi Smith.
Shout out Shi Smith, man. Shout out Shi Smith. That's my brother. He be tweaking, right. And he had me a little perturbed when that ball came out. I thought he had fumbled it, but he was down.
Right. But he was already down. Ground can't force fumble. So
I about deleted all that. I about knocked it all over. This man that scored a touchdown. He gonna do this to me,
right?
Man, but yeah. So hopefully we can get some fireworks going out there against these boys because they struggle against the pass, whatever. And just get the dub, man. I'm just gonna stack them dubs. That's how we're gonna do it.
Yep, a week at a time, man. That's just how we got to take it. Like I said, our last 4 games: home against Pittsburgh, home against Detroit Lions, and the last 2 games on the road at Tampa Bay, January 1st, and at New Orleans, January the 8th. So there's definitely an opportunity for us to control our destinies. We continue to have a strong performance on defense, offense. Defense, special teams, and we can have effective ground game with no turnovers and making key third down conversions and scoring in the red zone. I really think that we can put ourselves to go from 1-4 to 9-8.
Mm-hmm.
And 9-8 would get us not only the division, but that would get us a home playoff game, man.
Yeah,
so
the boy.
All this talking we've done about draft, and this is like it just literally go up in flames, and I wouldn't be mad at it because best case scenario, we make it to the playoffs, make a little bit of noise, and still draft Anthony Richardson at quarterback. But that's just me.
Look, I am here for it. I am here for it as a draft fan. I would prefer that outcome.
Right. Like 2014, get us a home win that we got, but because if I'm not mistaken, if we win our division because of our record, we would get whoever is in second place of the NFC East, and if I'm not mistaken, that would be them stinking Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
They will have to come here and
bring it.
What?
Just bring it.
Right. Seriously. So it's fun to think about. Let's not get too far here. Like I said, let's take care of Pittsburgh. But it's just nice to talk about meaningful football in December, bro. Seriously. Since we've been doing the 4-man rush, we usually in full draft mode right about now.
Yep.
So the fact that we actually got legit games to play for, that's going to have a lot of impact. I'm here for it too. All right. So, JD, you see any questions or anything about our fans you want to respond to before we wrap this up?
We'll hit on this one because we didn't talk a lot about DJ Moore. He said, "Yeah." Matt Strand said, "Y'all worried about DJ Moore injury? How much does it hurt the offense if he misses time?" Answer that second part of the question. It says, "How much does it hurt the offense if DJ Moore is out?"
From my perspective, it hurts because it takes pressure off of them to really prepare for our best receiving threat. But if you look at it during our winning streak, during our playing well, we really haven't gotten outside the game in Atlanta, which we were lost. We really have gotten by without having our DJ Moore putting up big numbers, but his presence alone definitely warrants attention. Sometimes 2 players that open it up for other players. So if he does miss his time, I definitely think that it helps simplify. I think teams will automatically just load up the box and play cover 1 and just dare us to beat them, beat them throwing the ball. So I definitely think that would be a huge impact if he misses time. So like I said, it's a day-to-day thing. I think he's just going to get a lot of treatment and rest this week. As we know, and we're not going to jump into it because that's that man's personal business. He been dealing with some things. Yeah. we'll leave it at that, and hopefully he can get everything balanced out and get back in focus.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as worried at this stage, I'm not worried. With a day-to-day knee sprain, I had to say week to week, then yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's probably just going to look like he's going to be held out of practices, a couple practices this week, get some treatment, see how he feels. Right. Get out there probably through walkthroughs and see how he feels. If he feels good, then still can potentially see him on Sunday.
Hey, call up T.O. and get his old hypothermic chamber. I mean, whatever it takes, bro, whatever it takes.
Oh, Brian. I'm about to call Chad and see if he got some extra McDonald's for brother to eat and put a callus on his whole body, like Chad said.
Right. Now I do see one question that made me bring up something here. I know I was just giving credit to Eddie Pinero for the kicks, but now why are we not able to kick the ball out of the end zone? Because some of them kick returns had me nervous out there on this past Sunday. I didn't, I want teams starting at their own 20.
Yeah.
These that's something that we haven't had to worry about for a while with Gano and Zane Gonzalez. So I need Eddie to figure out how he can kick the ball out the back of the end zone on these kickoffs, man. Let our defense have 80 yards behind them, not 50.
Yeah. I would say it was because he was hobbled, like at one point this game.
Oh, okay.
But even then, like he's never been a huge touchback kind of kicker. Like he's been like I think this might be this year the most kickoff returns I've seen from us, just because we had, like you said, Gano and Zane that just booted out the back of the end zone. But I don't think Eddie has that leg on him. I don't know if that's just something his play style, or I don't know if Chris Tabor can help him figure out what's going on.
Right.
But it's definitely putting a little bit more stress on our defense, because our kickoff return units, I think we gave up like 2 returns for like 50 or 45 yards this last game. So yeah, it's something we have to polish up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cam Folk NC off YouTube says, I wish we could play the Bengals again. If we do, it'd have to be at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them again in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, run them dudes in the dirt.
Right. Bully ball. Seriously. Matt Strand, that Lions game going to be tougher than we thought.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the Lions done won 5 out of their past 6. I think they started off 1-6. Mm-hmm. So they definitely fighting to make a push as well.
That's a good team.
Yeah. Now, they put up some points, but they give up some points as well.
Yep.
So I think it's a combination of, now, if you really are into trench play, watching the Lions offensive line is a thing of beauty. Like the way they are able to pull off different blocking schemes is remarkable. I mean, it's just, because they got the they got my left tackle. They got to play the right tackle, not Penei Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, did you see where he caught a pass? They threw him a pass and he caught it.
Yeah, I saw it. I was
like, yo, okay.
Big dude out there. Right. So with their center Ragnow, man, he just like they got an offensive line that I hope that we can aspire to be get to on that level. So our defensive front definitely going to get tested this week, but I feel like we're going to bring a test to them like they haven't had yet before either. So it's definitely going to be if you ever want to pay attention to the trenches, this definitely would be the game to do so. All right. Matt also said Richardson, hell yeah, got to let him sit behind Sam for a year though. Don't know about Sam for a year. So here's something about that. Let's just say best case scenario, Sam plays decent or whatever for the rest of the year. Just off of cost alone, for what he's given us production-wise so far, we might as well keep P.J. Walker and we can be able to pay far less than what we have to pay to re-sign Sam Darnold to get nearly the same production. Like, I think if we're going to have a bridge quarterback, I think that I'd much rather be P.J. Walker than Sam Darnold. That's just me. I feel like P.J. has a better understanding of the game, and he can teach the young quarterback a little bit better. Like I just trust PJ's eyes on film more than I trust Darnold's eyes on film.
Right. Like I say, bearded Donald, cool story. Just taking it one play at a time, one series at a time with him. But re-signing him, nah, that's nothing. That's not on my all-season to-do list right there at all, buddy. No, sir. And finally, let's draft 2 quarterbacks, even though he's hurt. I like the hometown Hendon Hooker. Considering the fact that we drafted a quarterback last year, Matt Corral, drafting 2 more this year, I think that'd just be complete overkill at a position that doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what the medicals say about the ACL tear for Hendon Hooker. JD, real quickly, from what you saw from him, I know that he, if I'm not mistaken, he was like SEC Player of the Year.
Yep.
Do you see his game translating over to the NFL, or is he's a product of a good system? Plus, the age has got to be somewhat of a factor as well that a team will look at.
I think a lot of teams will look at the age and say, why wouldn't I just go ahead and draft an Anthony Richardson or another guy or like a Cam Ward later on? Just because you have a little bit more time with those guys. I don't even know how old Cam Ward is. I don't think he's that old. But yeah, I think they'll look and say, oh, we can give him a little bit more time to develop than Hendon Hooker. I think Hendon is a good player. I think he did benefit from a scheme in Tennessee where they line their wide receivers up and tell them just go run as fast as you can. It helps to have track stars on your team, straight up.
Sure.
So they line them up real close to the sideline, and essentially they're putting them in the hallway with the DBs and telling them, hey, race to the end of the hall.
Right.
Which is cool. And there's teams in the league that does that, like Miami with Tyreek Hill, pretty much the same thing. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. KC did it with Tyreek Hill when he was there. So you see it replicated in the league, but he has to go to the right situation. I don't think he has the arm talent that some of the other guys have. Like I believe like CJ Stroud. Your Levis and your Richardsons have stronger arms.
Mm-hmm.
He is an athlete though. He's a great athlete in space. Can definitely hold his own there. So maybe if you put him in a vertical type read option type offense, you can get some good production out of him. I liken him to I think if Dak Prescott out of Mississippi State had a better boundary fade or a better ball to the sideline boundary outside the numbers, I think you could expect, in the right scenario, you can expect some Dak Prescott from him.
Okay.
Outside of that, it just has to be the right scheme fit. From what I'm seeing, doesn't do well off script for me. And again, some of that is because he's rarely off script because of the scheme. But I expect a little bit more polish from my fifth-year senior. So,
right.
I think given the tie back to us, given the situation with his injury and given the situation with Corral's injury, either one or the other, I think Corral's injury is going to have to be seen as worse for us to double dip at quarterback and then just essentially start over. And I don't see us taking Hendon Hooker, especially with the injury now. Especially if they find Corral is fine, he'll be back competing, then I think we'll skip out on the Hendon Hooker. We'll try to get our guy either earlier or settle for a guy later to compete with them.
Right. And let's go ahead and kill this in the bud right now. We are not on board with the Stetson Bennett out of Georgia.
Oh, I'm good. I'm so good.
Yeah. Right.
I'm so good. I'm so good. I don't need that.
This man, 28 years old, out here celebrating because he beating 18 and 19-year-olds. And shout out to our boy, Coach Vince Holmes, who's a diehard Georgia Bulldog fan. But we good on Stetson Bennett. That's not even something we're gonna even waste our time researching and investing. That's how good we are.
Super good. I'm super good. You could not pay me enough.
Nah. If that's the case, I'll resign Donald before him, and you know how I feel about Donald.
Look.
Excuse me, bearded Donald. Excuse me.
Yeah. Not the smooth face, dude. We good on the smooth face.
Right. All right. Well, Panther fans, we appreciate you guys joining in with us tonight. Um, again, Victory Monday. It feels good. We appreciate you, guys, just sticking it out with us. Definitely appreciate the support on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We definitely appreciate the love. Um, me personally, kind of found out I can't speak about Tom Brady getting choked. They got me in Facebook jail last night, so I'm in Facebook jail till 9:30 Sunday evening. so if you guys don't see me on Facebook this week, been able to respond to anything that y'all tag or ask me, and that's why I'm so. I've taken my talents to Twitter, so that's where if you guys want to have a conversation with me on social media, definitely hit me up on Twitter. Follow me at 4MR _country Kev. Hold on, let me make sure that's right. Yep, 4MR _country. That's with a K, KOUNTRY, Kev. Y'all see it down here at the bottom of our live stream that we got going on here. So this is where you better catch me at for the remainder of the week here. So again, appreciate you, JD, for setting this up for us.
Sure.
You have any closing remarks or words for yourself?
Shout out to Shy Smith for his first NFL touchdown. Yeah, that's my guy.
Right.
He had me. I was a little perturbed by his play, but now we got one of them. We can go get about 15 more.
Definitely. So Shy has had an interesting year for us with the off-season arrest and couple of on-field oopsies. So now he's gotten the end zone. So let's see how he's able to take it from there, because he definitely ran a good route. Bearded Donald threw him a good ball. That was an easy 6 right there.
Yeah.
One more question sneaked in, and we're going to close it out with this one. JD, again, I see how you guys debated in the chat. For Matt Strand, he says, how are y'all on Levis, just as the quarterback out of Kentucky? Seems to be way too much hype from the draft experts, he says. So share your pros, cons, or just your overall summary of on Levis from your perspective.
From my perspective, it looks like Levis is Kentucky. He has to get away from Kentucky, brother. As simple as that. Kentucky is not a good team. The only reason why they are above 500 is because of Levis. I think just from a trait standpoint, I think Levis does a good job being decisive when it's time to run. Has a great arm, NFL level arm. I've seen touch throws. I've seen timing throws over the middle and holes and zones. I've seen the deep ball. He probably has the best deep ball in the class, probably up there banging with Stroud. I've never seen a deep ball underthrown, and I haven't watched every single game. Obviously, I've normally watched about 6 games for quarterbacks, but excellent arm strength. I don't think there's a throw on the field he can't make, and just that part alone is going to get you hyped up with the draft analysts. I predict, and it's more of a prediction at this point because I'm waiting on the Senior Bowl. I predict he's going to turn the Senior Bowl on his head. He's going to take over the show. He's going to become the number one guy for a lot of people. For me, the highest he'll probably get is quarterback 3. I don't foresee him getting all the way up there just because of the year he had. I was expecting a little bit more from him at Kentucky, even given like it's a bad team or whatever, but still I expect a little bit more out of him. But a huge Senior Bowl could see him rocket his stock up. But I feel like given the type of offense we're trying to be, I feel like he's a fit, honestly. We're trying to get better at throwing the ball in between the numbers in the middle of the field. He does that well. Flashes some pocket awareness and pocket mobility, changing arm angles, throwing on the run, getting outside the pocket. It's there. Like, it's all there. I just don't know if he's able to put it all together. And if he can put it all together in mobile, then, hey, if he's floating around there at pick 20-something whenever we pick for whatever reason, you got to take him. I compared Hendon to Dak. I'm going to catch hell for this one. I had similar feelings about – I'm not making a comparison. I'm just going to say it. I had similar feelings about Justin Herbert at the time coming out of Oregon, where I didn't love his film. I didn't think he was a great fit for what Oregon was trying to do. And I didn't think Oregon took a lot of advantage of his strengths. Similar scenario. So potentially, I think Levis could be a guy. I don't think he's a bust. He's talented.
Hey, at this point, for me, it's whatever. Like I say, I'm not against us getting a quarterback at all. Like I said, my dreams of Jalen Carter have pretty much evaporated, but like I say, building a winning culture trumps any draft pick whatsoever. So let me be very clear on that. I'm just glad that we got meaningful football to talk about in December. So
facts.
But God willing, we'll be here the same time next week. Hopefully, having another Victory Monday celebration to enjoy. Again, on behalf of everyone here at the Four Man Rush, shout out to everybody: Will Harris, Monty Fetty Jr., some of y'all favorites on Twitter. Smooth, Norris, Coach Holmes, Carnardo Greg James. Shout out to our boy. He's taking a little sabbatical, but he's still part of the Foreman Rush. To Darren Collins down in Mississippi, still love you, bro.
Salute to the bro.
Yeah, and just appreciate everybody's love and support for us. Like I said, if you get a chance, go back to Wednesday and check out my interview if you didn't see it already with Bradley Bozeman and Mike Wall. But if nothing else, you guys take care of each other. Be safe out there. It's the holiday season coming upon us, so just be careful. Been a lot of crazy stuff going on in the news. Just make sure you're aware of your surroundings and your environment, and hey, do what you got to do to get home.
Thanks.
All right. Again, thanks JD for riding with me tonight on this one. We'll catch you guys, like I said, in social media land. Again, I'm in Facebook jail till Sunday night at 9:30. So everybody, y'all want to chat with me, catch me on Twitter. All right, I'm your main man, Kevin Avery, a.k.a. Country Kev. Y'all take care and have a good evening. And what a rush.